this is Scott Jarrett. He is an author. He wrote a book about the 10-cent beer night. It was 50 years ago tomorrow, so of course you're going to write a book. Scott, you are a Tiffin native,
yes,
now living in Texas, so you grew up an Indians fan. Why'd you write a book on this?
I think Cleveland, like a lot of things, a lot of moments in Cleveland history has gotten kind of a bad rap about 10-cent beer night, and I always thought it was kind of an interesting story, and no one had done kind of a full treatise of it. And I think the more I looked into it, it seemed like there are a lot of rabbit holes to go down in the story.
So what's something maybe you think you found out that other people don't know about this? Whoa, hold on. Let's not blast the club so much here.
Yeah, I think one thing right away was just that a lot of teams were having 10-cent beer nights, a lot of crazy promotions in the early 70s, and it was part of, the Indians actually had 37 promotional events planned for 1974. They had the Great Wallenda walking on a tightrope across Municipal Stadium. They had the Hugo Zucchini blasting out of a cannon. They had 4 10-cent beer nights planned. So it was part of this whole array of promotional events because the Indians were really in danger of leaving Cleveland. And that, I think, is part of the story and the context, is that they were possibly going to leave. And so the front office, who is this sort of hardy but inspired crew, was really just trying to save baseball in Cleveland. So 10-cent beer night, this was the first one of the 4, was just part of this array of events, which would hopefully save baseball and improve attendance in Cleveland. The year before, they had about 600 and some thousand for season attendance, and their goal for 74 was 1 million. And unfortunately, it just kind of all went wrong, though, on June 4th, 1974.
Well, they did it like a month later, and they limited it to 2 beers.
Yeah.
And other clubs, did other clubs limit it to 2 beers? It was like, they just needed this one tweak.
That's right.
And it was before they tweaked it that everyone just got drunk and blitzed the game.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff, my understanding is it's the people running on the field, stuff like that, started out as kind of good-natured and funny.
Yes.
And then it was later in the game, all of a sudden things got real bad, right?
Yeah, and I think that there was a sense that there was just sort of growing confidence by the people running on the field. They could see that they could do it, and it just sort of snowballed. And even in the sort of level of streaking was very popular in 1974. So first you had a woman who flashed her breasts, but then eventually you had someone who was streaking completely naked, and the most famous was a guy who left one sock on, and so
that one. So the Indians were trailing 5-1, and they nearly came back and won it in the 9th.
Yes.
Had they just gone 3 and out in the 9th, they might have actually completed this game, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it may have no interest whatsoever, but they tied the game, and the fans were were going nuts.
They rally, and then drunk people screwed it all up. One of the crazy things for me is that Mike Hargrove played in this game as a member of the Rangers, and obviously went on to have some big days here in Cleveland. Yeah. That's just one of those quirky things about baseball, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
It started funny. It ended up as a real bad night in Cleveland history. I remember people were throwing smoke bombs in the Rangers dugout. And 50 years ago, Tuesday, here's the book, 10-Cent Beer Night. Available now, right? Amazon and all your book outlets?
Yes, and bookbaby.com.
All right.
Yep.
It is, raise your stein and get in line. Scott Jarrett, thanks for coming by, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.